So we're actually going to pair the scale to the app, and that way we can fully customize which foods we have saved into the scale for easy access. So I have the Bluetooth I need to turn on. Okay, so now we're connected to the scale, and we have this quick food selection, and this is the 50 foods that you have inside the scale, and that's fully customizable. So you can see when you go up and down on the arrow, it's gonna scroll through your favorite foods that you have. And you can put the order in whatever you want. So these are the defaults that they have: apples, waffles, bread, spaghetti, pizza, salad dressing. You can put this to be whatever foods you want to have included. So you have your quick food selection, and then you can change the order. So this is the order that they're gonna show up whenever you start to scroll. But say that you always do grapes. So you just hold that down, and then you could move it up to the top of the list. So now whenever I go to the scale, that will be the first one. So if you update your meals, you just have to push sync, and then it will sync to this. So right now, grapes are going to be first, and then apples. So it's syncing across to the scale. And so now grapes are my first thing that comes up on the scale. So when I weigh the grapes, it's going to tell me how many calories, fat, carbs, and protein are in the amount that I have. And then it knows in the app what I'm weighing. And so if I use this, it will save, I can automatically save it to my food log. So that's super convenient too, especially if you're tracking your calories and your carbs, protein. This is going to make it so that you can super easily keep track of those items. So if there's any foods on the list that you just don't like, you can delete whatever you don't want, because you can only have 50 foods in your total. And so like for me, I don't like avocados, and everybody always thinks that's crazy, but I would remove avocados from the list because I'm never going to weigh avocados. And so then you just go through the list, and if there's anything else that you don't want on the list, then you can take it off. Like mutton, I never eat mutton, so I would take that off. And then you can make room for other items. So now there's 48 out of 50, and then you could add your own items that you want. So now let's take a look at how the scale actually works in real time. So we are going to weigh some tomatoes. Now tomatoes are tricky because they have a lot of carbs and not very much actual tomato. So I always have to make sure that I'm checking them. So you can go right onto the scale, or you can use a cup or a bowl. And then if you do that, you're just going to tear it. So that way it's not going to measure that bowl. So I'm going to find the tomatoes on the list. And then again, the app knows what I'm taking a look at. All right, so we have the tomatoes. Now I'm going to put the tomatoes in the bowl. Okay, so this one tomato, it's 0.85 ounces. So it's only 4 calories, but it's almost 1 full carb. Now, if I add the other 2 tomatoes, we're at 13 calories and almost 3 carbs. So this is really important if you are keeping track of things like carbs, to know precisely how much you're getting. So now on the app, it knows that I just weighed the tomatoes, and so I can save this to my meal log. So that went into my lunch. So you can see the 3 tomatoes there. So now it has my daily calories, going to keep track, my daily carbs, protein, and fat. So the only thing I've added are those tomatoes, so 13 calories, but 2.8 grams of carbohydrates. So if you need a simple way to keep track of your metrics, you want to keep track of your fat, carbs, protein, and log all the foods that you're eating, this scale is so helpful. And if you're food like meal prepping, this is going to leave no questions on exactly what you're getting. So if you're looking for an easy way to do that, I highly recommend this scale.